Good evening and welcome to Post Sports Radio's coverage of Post Lady Lope softball. I'm Russ Morris for the play-by-play tonight, and Jim Plummer is keeping the books and adding commentary for us. The video of tonight's game is live and free and will be also available for on-demand viewing shortly after the game on Post Sports Radio's YouTube channel. It is Tuesday, March 10th, and we are live from David Nichols Park for the district opener between the Post Lady Lopes and the Morton Maidens. It is district game number 1 of the 4-2A season, and the Lady Lopes enter tonight's game hoping to get back into the win column after falling to number 1 Floydada last weekend. Post is under the direction of Coach Brandon Murphy, who is in his first season as head coach of the Lady Lopes, and he is assisted by Coach Julian Jonas Garrison. Morton enters today's game hoping to avenge their previous loss to the Lady Lopes during the Lockney tournament back in February. Now the Maidens are led by head coach Martin Adams Jr., and he is assisted by Coach Rosio Gameros. Jim, you want to lead us in prayer?
I will, Russ. Thank you very much. Lord, we come to you in prayer to thank you for this day. We do appreciate the win because it blows things out, but we also hope, Lord, that we can withstand the wind during this game tonight. We ask you for blessings on the field to keep the girls and the umpires safe and the coaches as well, Lord. And thank you for getting us here to David Nichols Park safely. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. When we come back, we will try to come up with a post-ISD report on the fly for you here on the Post Sports Radio pregame show as you're watching it live and free on YouTube.
This message is sponsored by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman.
Texas 4-H is a club for kids and teenagers ages 5 to 18, and it's big. It's the largest youth development program in Texas. 4-H is for kids with animals and so much more, like shooting sports, food science, healthy living, fashion, and photography. Contact the Garza County Extension Office to sign up by calling 806-495-4400 or visit 4honline.com.
This is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County.
My name is Sochi Anderton. I'm a dentist here at Post Family Dentistry. This clinic is a huge example of providing fancy dental care here in Post, Texas, because the residents of Post in these smaller communities, they deserve that same quality of care. We've expanded from 3 chairs now to 6 chairs at this new location. We are very proud here at Post Family Dentistry of our small town values combined with state-of-the-art care.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Good afternoon and welcome to Post Sports Radio's presentation of Lady Lope softball. We'll take a moment here to see what's going on around the Post ISD district with the Post ISD report. I'm Jim Plummer. Well, we did notice that the all-district basketball team was released and Post did very well. Sean Ramos, I do believe, a first team all-district. That's in District 4-2A, followed by, of course, his good buddy Draven Gonzalez. He was first team as well. And then you go to Alec Garcia. He got second team all-district. And then Luca Perez was utility team all-district. And Max Cole was the academic all-district. So, and also Josh Segura ended up all-district honorable mention. So congratulations to the Bold Gold Antelopes and how they did in basketball this year with an improved season, making it to the playoffs. And good guys on the all-district selection. Russ?
Oh, yeah. And also the Post Bowl Gold and Lady Lope track teams swept the Caprock Relays last Friday. Max Cole, he broke his own school record. He vaulted a 14.6, and that took place on Friday. According to what I gathered on Mile Split, because unfortunately Jim and I weren't able to be there, we were broadcasting a playoff game on NFHS that night, but it was us, Tahoka, Floydada, and Rawls were all at the meet. And so it's looking like it's another hot start for Bold Gold track teams this year, Jim.
All right, let's go to Bold Gold baseball. The Antelopes are over at New Home playing a state-ranked team tonight. And so best of luck to them. We'll try to keep up on that, by the way, as the girls play here in Post. And then they play again on Friday. That'll be here, and we'll bring it to you on Post Sports Radio this Friday. And the games will start at 5. We'll start about 4:45, or as soon as we can get on the air. Other things that are going on, I noticed our one-act play has done well, but I can't find that information right now. Congratulations. There we go. So the one-act play, congratulations to them. They won they were the District 4 2A champions, and they advance, of course. Cast, crew, and directors put on an amazing show with their play, Telma in Death. Awards went out to Lights, went out to Landon Rister. Stage manager was Camilo Bustos. Best Tech went to Post as a team. Honorable mentions were Polonius, Lazarius Barboza. All-star cast, Hamlet B, playing Hamlet B was Adon Gonzalez, and playing Ophelia was Raha Alamari. Best performer was Hamlet A, which was Chloe Smith. So congratulations once again to the one-act play at Post High School.
They advance to by district, which will be on March 25th here in Post.
Yeah, you come and watch it. But one thing, when you go to these one-act plays, you got to really behave. No comments, no booing, no heckling. You throw you right out, Russ, so remember that when you go, okay?
Shout out to Elizabeth Fox. She was the lone representative for the Post Lady Lope powerlifting team in Reagan County over the weekend. She squatted a personal best at 300 pounds on the squat, and she finished in, what does that say? She finished in 7th over at the regional meet. And speaking of the regional powerlifting meet, Post ISD is hosting the big school and small school Region 1 powerlifting meet. Post, the small schools will lift on Saturday. So the big schools will go first on Thursday. Don't have the list off the top of my head, but shout out to all 11 lifters from the Bowl Gold side of the powerlifting team that are going to lift on Saturday morning.
So anybody from Post, come on out and watch it. I'm not sure what they're charging, if anything. Typically they don't. Maybe they will for this regional meet.
Maybe so.
It'll be worth it.
The Booster Club is running the concession stand on both days. I did manage to see that. Shout out to Sports U for keeping that information together.
We're putting that Tanner out there. Tanner is doing quite well with warming up the girls. He's kind of acting as an assistant coach. And when I got here before anybody else, except him, he was out grooming the field as well, so he's doing double duty.
All righty. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we'll go over the rosters for both teams and get you one step closer to first pitch as the Post Sports Radio pregame show continues live and free on YouTube.
My name is Sochi Anderton. I'm a dentist here at Post Family Dentistry. This clinic is a huge example of providing fancy dental care here in Post, Texas, because the residents of Post in these smaller communities, they deserve that same quality of care. We've expanded from 3 chairs now to 6 chairs at this new location. We are very proud here at Post Family Dentistry of our small town values combined with state-of-the-art care.
Are you looking for a contractor who does every part of the job? Then give Carson Construction a call at 806-626-3811. Greg Carson and his crew do new construction, remodeling, demolition, and concrete work from the planning stage to the project completion. Also, if you are doing a DIY project, you can rent a roll-off dumpster. Carson drops it off and picks it up. Plan now for your next project and call the guys who build a lasting relationship with each customer. Carson Construction. Find them on Facebook or call 806-626-3811.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back to the Post Sports Radio pregame show live from David Nichols Park as we are here for the district opener between the Post Lady Lopes and the Morton Maidens. Russ Morris with your play-by-play, and Jim Plummer is keeping the books and adding commentary. Now, the last time these two teams met was back in February as part of the Lockney tournament where the Lady Lopes took second place at Lockney, and they took down Morton by a final score of 22-0. Here's your District 4 2A standings. Everybody's tied for first place. Nobody's played a district game. Nobody's lost.
You like this time of year. You're always in first place. But Lady Lopes looking pretty good so far with a even record at 5 wins and 5 losses coming into the district.
So let's go ahead. So let's just go ahead and run through the roster for both teams. I'll go ahead and start things off with the Morton Maidens. On the roster, we have number 1, Aubrey Ramon, number 3, Natalie Ramirez, number 5, Maya Huckabee, number 10, Cami Montoya, 13, Ada Torres, number 14, Cheyenne Lopez, number 21, Nyla Esparza, number 22, Rebecca Leyva, number 23, Audrey Garcia, 30, Angelica Rubio, and also we have number 2, Addison Enriquez, number 4, Zoe Velasquez, number 6, Sydney Love, number 8, Alondra Gomez, number 9, Haley Toscano, number 11, Hallie Ornelas, number 12, Jalen Marquez, number 16, Odalis Lopez, and number 34, Amaris Zapata.
And for your Lady Lopes from Post, Texas, Riley Hernandez is number 2. Number 3, Haley Parker. Amaris Abraham wears number 4. Haley Rivera, number 5. Zaylee Perez, number 6. Sanaya Sanchez, 8. Number 9 is the pitcher Hannah Abraham. Serenity Sanchez, number 10. Amberly Garza, 11. Harley Jo McClellan, number 12. Sophie Scott wears number 15. Elizabeth Fox, 22. Azrae Landa, number 30. And Sophia De Leon, she wears number 1. And why did we save that for last? Because she just got on the roster.
Yeah.
I got Brandon Murphy as your coach, Gillian Garrison assistant, and Tanner Scott, as we mentioned earlier, helping as well.
So then just diving a little bit deeper into these standings, the defending state champions and the number 5th team in the state of Texas, the Sundown Ruffettes are at 9-3 overall. Post at 5-5. New Home at 7-8. Tahoka at 2-9, which is surprising to me. Morton at 2-10, and then Seagraves, depending on what website you get your information from, at 0-1 on the year. That is shocking. Tahoka at 2-9, considering the lineage and the tradition-rich history that program has as far as the softball goes. So just Sundown and Post are the only 2 teams that are at 500 or above 500 in the district. So it's going to be a scrappy season.
Yeah, it should be good.
To say the least.
The only thing that really matters is district, and after that, the only thing that really matters is the playoffs. So you just try to get in the top 4, and Post looking to do so. Go ahead and get a shot. I think we may do the national anthem. I'm not sure. This is our first broadcast for the Lady Lopes this year. Got a new head coach, and he runs things maybe a little bit differently than last year's coach. So we'll see how things go, whether they introduce the players or not, and whether there's going to be a national anthem or not.
Yeah, so Coach Murphy was a long-time assistant at Health Center ISD, and my mom at Slayton, she works with a lady that actually worked with the Coach Murphy at Health Center, and my understanding was that during his time at Health Center, he was not surprising if he was going to have the word head in his title anytime soon. He is highly regarded for what he does on the softball field and everything else. So from what I understand, we are blessed to have him.
And prior to this year, he was just a teacher, not just a teacher, but he wasn't coaching before this year at Post.
Yeah, he was the dyslexia person at the elementary school. And of course, he still is, and
he's doing both. He showed up. We were looking for an extra chair up here in the gulag, as we call it, press box, if you will. Y'all can't see the prison bars in front of us that we have to look at, but the camera's sticking right between them. But anyway, yeah, he just got here just in time to find us an extra seat to be up here. Angelo's up here, too, who's keeping the scoreboard. He's looking good over there, ready to roll. So if we say something wrong about balls and strikes, we know who to blame, right, Russ?
Right, and I don't think we're going to have an anthem. I think we're just going to go ahead and get going as the Lady Lopes take the field. So,
all right. You want to go ahead and give us who's out on the field and where?
So taking the field for the Lady Lopes, starting in the circle is going to be number 9, Hannah Abraham. catching behind the dish is going to be number 8, Sanaya Sanchez. At third, we have Serenity Sanchez, Amaris Abraham at shortstop, Riley Hernandez out at second, Sophie Scott at first, Zaylee Perez out in right, Harley Rivera gets the start on defense for the Lady Lopes. She is out at center field, and then number 11, Amberly Garza over in left.
All right, your lineup for the Morton Lady Maidens. First hitter will be Audrey Garcia. She's on the mound tonight, or in the circle, as we say. Batting second will be Aubrey Ramon, who's going to be starting at shortstop. At first base will be Ada Torres, followed by in cleanup position is Maya Huckabee. She'll be behind the plate. Batting in the fifth position, Natalie Ramirez playing second base. Jalen Marquez, the center fielder, will be batting in the sixth slot. Seventh slot is Amaris Zapata, the designated player, it looks like. Rebecca Leyva will be at third base. Kami Montoya, the left fielder. And the right fielder, who will be not batting, is Haley Ornelas, the flex player. So here we go, Russ. Russ Morris with the play-by-play.
All right, stepping in at the plate is going to be number 23, Audrey Garza, starting pitcher. Hannah goes through her windup. Swing and a miss, strike one, and this game is underway. Hannah Abraham on the year has it's kind of cut off, but she had a 5.76 ERA. She's going for her 50th strikeout on the season. Pitch was just high for ball one. Counts now even at 1-1.
Is that wind is blowing from the west, or is that the south?
The swing and a miss for strike two. Counts now 1-2. That ball's coming in. It's coming in from left field, so it's blowing southeast.
You see the flag is blowing that way. Got to get my direction straight. That'd be west that way?
Yes.
Okay. It's a little bit southwest.
Ball's popped up out into right field. Foul ball. Once again, Hannah, she has pitched, entering today, 37.2 innings pitched. She has a 4-4 record on the year, 49 strikeouts, 50 hits, 50 runs, 13 walks. She's had an impressive season thus far. Here comes the 1-2. Gets her looking. That's strikeout number 50 on the year for Hannah.
All right. Nice landmark for Hannah.
All right, batting second is going to be the shortstop, number 1, Aubrey Ramon.
Notice both teams, Post and Morton, share the same color scheme. Vegas gold and black.
Pitch is just a little bit high for ball one.
You mentioned down third base line, the third base coach is the head coach, Martin Adams.
Here comes the pitch from Hannah. Swing and a miss for strike one.
One strike, one ball, and one out.
Got that scoreboard changed on the camera for you guys from pregame to top of the first. As well, take a look, Jim. They called that a strike, and that was a good call by the umpire. As look at Ramon, she's crowding the inside of the plate, so that strike zone doesn't move. Here comes the pitch, swing and a miss for strike three. Back-to-back Ks for Hannah.
One looking, one swinging.
Now number 13, Ada Torres, the first base woman, will check in. It was a pitch just late for strike one. Here comes the 0-1 from Hannah. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Here comes the 0-3. Just low and inside for ball one. Here comes the 1-2. Check swing. Just a bit outside for ball 2. Here comes the pitch. Ground to Sophie at first. Gets the grounder, steps on first for out number 3.
Unassisted put out in final.
Your score heading into the bottom of the first, your Cars Construction score is 0-0 as the Lady Lopes will try to get on the board first here on Post Sports Radio's coverage of Lady Lope softball. We'll be back after this.
Here at the Post Area Chamber of Commerce, we are more than events. Yes, we love a good ribbon cutting or holiday market, but the Chamber's real purpose is deeper than that. We exist to advocate for local businesses, agriculture, and tourism. We connect people, promote growth, and keep Post moving forward together. That's why we're here. That's why we work.
All right, welcome back to Post Sports Radio's coverage of Lady Lope softball as Jim has a recap at that top of the first inning.
Well, it was 3 up and 3 down with 2 strikeouts for Abraham for the Post Lady Lopes and a unassisted put out by first baseman Sophie Scott. So 3 up, 3 down, no score. That's it, man. No errors either.
All right, taking the field for the Maidens. At left field, we have number 10, Cami Montoya. Out at center field, number 12, Jalen Marquez. Number 11, Hallie Ornelas. Out at right field. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that last name. Out at first base, we have number 13, Ada Torres. Second, number 3, Natalie Ramirez. Number 1, Aubrey Ramon. Out at shortstop. Out at third, number 22, Rebecca Leva. And catching behind the dish is number 5, Maya Huckabee.
All right, coming up to the plate for the Lady Lopes, Amherst Abraham coming up right now. It should be followed by Sophie Scott, Hannah Abraham, Serenity Sanchez, Zaylee Perez, Sanaya Sanchez, Amberly Garza, Azare Landa, and Riley Hernandez.
Amherst with a .423 batting average and a .571 on-base percentage on the year. Shows bunt. Ball's in the dirt for ball 1. She gets the coaching instructions from Coach Murphy. She'll step back in. Comes the pitch. Down low for ball 2.
We need a special mic in the dugout so we can catch the players' cheers, which are quite amusing sometimes.
Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss.
She fouled it.
Counts now at 2-1. Amherst. Here's a number that the scouts at the collegiate level love. Talk about OPS. It's on base plus slugging. She has an OPS of 1.110. Shows bunt. Counts now even at 2-2.
We know she's got the speed, and she can just probably bunts a lot, Russ. Like I said, we hadn't been to too many games yet. It's our first outing, or my first outing. Can't speak for Russ.
And this is the third time I've had a chance to catch the girls play this year. Here comes the 2-2. Right down the middle, catches. Yep, it was a drop third strike. Amherst has her first out for Monday. Now here comes Sophie Scott, first baseman. Sophie on the year has a .480 batting average and a .552 on-base percentage. Here comes the 0-0. Grounded right into right field for a single. I was just getting ready to say Sophie with an on-base plus slugging percentage of 1.072 on the year, so you're going to see that a lot. There are only 3 Lady Lopes that have an OPS of under 1, and that is much improved compared to what happened last year. Now here's Hannah Abraham, the starting pitcher. Sophie on first. Grounded right back into right field. Runner goes to third. And now runners on the corners as Hannah advances the runner. She stands on first. meant to say Hannah has a batting average of .375 this year. Now here's Serenity Sanchez, the team leader in batting average with .517 on the year. Has a .562 on-base percentage and a 1.321 OPS.
That's what you call good senior leadership from Serenity.
Here comes the pitch. Hannah goes to second. Throw is not down to second to stop her. Runners now at second and third. Here comes the 1-0. Ball is fouled back this way.
Almost got us.
Counts even now at 1-1. Zaylee Perez is on deck, and Sanaya Sanchez is in the hole. Here comes the 1-1. Ball is launched into left field for a run and a single for
RBI
Serenity.
single, yeah.
Lady Lopes take an early 1-0 lead with 1 out here still in the bottom of the first. Now here comes Zaylee Perez. Zaylee, batting average of .308 on the year.
So 3 singles in a row.
Swing and a miss. Serenity goes to second. Now, once again, runners in scoring position on second and third. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It gets away. Hannah's halfway. She goes back to third. Zaylee with an on-base percentage of .333 on the year. So, and just taking a look at the on-base percentage for the Lady Lopes, once again, that's also impressive on the year that everybody's managed to have high percentages. Pitch is high for ball 1. Counts now at 1-2. Here comes the pitch. Down in the dirt. Counts back even now at 2-2. It's getting Hannah on third, Serenity on second. Here comes the 2-2. Ball is hit into the left center. It's going to go to the fence. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. Zaylee goes for 3. She will have a double with an advance to third on the throw.
She'll probably get a single. She wouldn't advance to second if center fielder would have caught it.
I'm going to give her a double.
I'm keeping the book.
All righty.
Anyway, either way, that is 4 hits in a row for the Lady Lopes, and now with 3 runs on the board.
Here's the catcher, Sanaya Sanchez. Comes the pitch. Takes it for ball 1. Sanaya with a batting average of .476 on the year, an on-base percentage of .460, and an OPS of 1.179. Just watches it go by. Zaylee thought about stealing home. She goes back to third. Good recovery by the catcher, Maya Huckabee. Counts now 2-0. Here comes the pitch. Down low and inside for ball 3. Amberly Garza on deck. Azrae Landa in the hole. Here comes 3-0. High outside. Ball 4. She takes her base. Now stepping into the plate is number 11, the left fielder, Amberly Garza. Amberly on the year with a batting average of .464, on-base percentage of .483, and an OPS of 1.054. Comes the pitch. Down low. Sanaya advances to second.
Although they've been easy, that's the 3rd stolen base for the Lady Lopes here in the top of the first, or bottom of the first, rather.
We're going to have a courtesy runner come in for Sanaya as Haley Parker will check in to run for Sanaya. As Sanaya bats 6, so we're towards the bottom 2 hitters of the lineup, and depending on what happens, Coach Murphy wants Sanaya in the dugout just in case, just to go ahead and get her ready. She's got to get back out there to catch. So Haley Parker will check in as she's now running for Sanaya on second.
I think the first time we saw Haley Parker last year was in the playoffs, and she did quite well. As a freshman, sophomore this year.
Correct. Well, I remember, Jim, she made an appearance against Morton County. Remember, she was our Lady Lope of the game that night, going 3 for 4 at the plate.
You got a better memory than I have.
Here's the 1-0. It's fouled for strike 1.
So it is blowing dust here at David Nichols Park. You can feel the grit on the scorebook here, Russ.
Well, this is where you know that track season and softball season are intertwining. Here comes the 1-1. Ball is popped back this way for foul for strike 2. Counts now at 1-2.
Just one out. That was the first batter. Since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have reached base.
Here comes the 1-2. Outside for ball 2. Counts back even now at 2-2. Once again, if you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the first. Your Carson Construction score is 3-0 in favor of the Lady Lopes. Here comes the 2-2. That ball is hammered out into left field. It's going to go straight to the fence. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, and that's an RBI double.
That's a double, Russ. All right.
So now bringing up Azare Landa, the designated hitter.
5-0 the score, first inning.
A little bit more elevation, and Amberley would have had a home run, as that was just a line drive straight, not directly into the wind. But the way this wind is blowing, it looks like if you are a right-handed batter and you can get it out into right field and get it elevated enough in the jet stream, it will carry over the wall.
Oh, yeah, be a good shot.
As the wind is picking up, it is now directly blowing straight across the field from left field to right field.
One thing we did notice, the first 2 hits of the inning for the Lady Lopes were singles to right field. They're both on the ground, so we'll see how much they can elevate it next time up. Get it over the fence.
As Coach Adams wanted a timeout just to reset everybody, and now Azare Landa will check in at the plate. Azare, she's seeking her first hit of the year. While taken down low, Amberley advances to third.
Stolen base. Officially, that's number 4 in this inning.
Here comes the 1-0. The ball's grounded foul. Strike 1, counts now at 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Ball is grounded foul once again. Counts now 1-2. Here comes the pitch. Bounces in the dirt for ball 2.
Well, it looks like the Wizard of Oz is about to blow in.
Yeah, this is just like the Morton County game from last year, Jim.
Well, years ago, Russ, I told you before the game, I was doing this game myself, and by the end of the game, I couldn't see the scoreboard. It was so dusty.
Here comes the 2-2. Ball taken high. That was a great take by Landa. Make it a full count. The 3-2 in the dirt. Landa will take her base. Now runners on the corners. And here's Riley Hernandez. Riley on the year. The batting average of .471. 625 on base percentage. And an OPS of 1.390. That leads the team.
She's batting 9th in the order, playing second base. And she had a wonderful basketball season, mostly playing underneath the basket.
Sophia De Leon will check in for Azrae Landa. She's the courtesy runner now on first. I meant to say, Jim, Riley's on base percentage is .625. That leads the team as well.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
And it's nice to have a strong batting order towards the end, and there you go, finish it up with Riley.
It's one thing we saw Coach Groomer do last year, and Coach Murphy's carrying that over, staggering the lineup.
Yeah, historically, coaches would put your first best batters first, which is usually 1 through 4. Hopefully you had that many. And then everybody else started tailing off towards the end of the lineup. When you stagger them, it makes you a lot more potent.
Well, I think the reasons you see that more so, Jim, is because we forget how condensed the softball field is compared to a baseball field.
Sure.
And so the more you can stagger your lineup, the more chances you have at getting quality at-bats, quality hits, and runs coming across the board. Heck, just look at what Tech's been able to do over the last year and a half.
Yeah, that's one thing I know Coach Tadlock at Tech. He's very good at that. His best 4 hitters were staggered throughout the lineup. There's a discussion going on with the umpire. We're not sure why.
They're making some either adjustments to the lineup, or they're making sure they have their ducks in a row on their
I think it has something to do with ducks.
Comes the 0-0 to Riley. Ball's taken in the dirt, and Sophia will stand up on second. So, Jim, I guess other than Amaris and maybe Amberly Garza, well, here comes the 1-0. That's taken high and outside for ball 2. Am I wrong? Am I wrong by saying that almost every batter has a stolen base, or every runner?
You're right, Russ. This is the 9th batter, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Ball's taken high for ball 3.
So weather-wise, there is a chance of rain. We'd like to get it, but after the game.
As Riley's just late on the ball taken down low. Counts now at 3-1. She does have one more strike to give. Here comes the 3-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Now it counts at a full count. Again, runners on first and second. On second and third. 1 out. Comes the pitch. The ball's fouled back this way. As Huckabee's got to get the dust out of her eyes.
So far, the wind's been blowing not right through this open window.
Well, this is
but it could take a turn.
Yeah, this is
there's some there.
Yeah, this is the hardest it's blown today.
I may have to resume this game tomorrow. I think some rain clouds were coming from that direction. Everybody in the dugout.
They're calling everybody to the dugout. So this game is on pause. Your score through still in the bottom of the first. Your Carson Construction score is 5-0 in favor of the Lady Lopes. Here's what we'll do. We're going to take a weather delay break. And when we see that the officiating crew is back out on the field, I say that as the wind dies down.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of wetness as well.
And here it comes. So stay with us. All we're doing is just going to take a weather delay break, and when we hear something back, we'll come to you. Once again, your Carson Construction score, 5-0, as you're watching Post Sports Radio's coverage of the Lady Lope softball live and free on YouTube.
This event on Post Sports Radio is under a weather delay. More details are coming soon. Thank you for your patience. This event on Post Sports Radio is under a weather delay. More details are coming soon. Thank you for your patience. This event on Post Sports Radio is under a weather delay. More details are coming soon. Thank you for your patience. This event on Post Sports Radio is under a weather delay.
All right, welcome back to Post Sports Radio's coverage of Post Lady Lope softball. Is short delays. We caught a break in the weather between the wind and the rain. Just to recap, everybody, your Lady Lopes still ahead 5-0 in the bottom of the first. Riley Hernandez is at bat, full count 3-2. Runners are on first and second, second and third. Sophia De Leon is at second. And who do we have at third, Jim?
It's like Amberly Garza.
Amberly Garza. Here comes the 3-2. That ball is popped up to the pitcher for out number 2.
All right, so, 2 outs. Go to the top of the order now.
Which brings Amaris Abraham, the lone Lady Lope that has yet to get on base so far.
Well, she took a 2-2 count to a strikeout looking. So see what she does the second time up.
Ball gets away. Now here comes the runner. Another run scores.
Give that a wild pitch, Russ.
It's Amberly Garza will come in on the air as Sophia moves over to third. Here comes the 1-0. Outside, taken for ball 2. Torres over on first, Jim. She's trying to shield herself from the dirt moments ago. Had her glove up to her face. Here comes the 2-0 to Amaris. In the dirt, ball 3. Sophia stays at third. Sophie Scott standing on deck. We don't have an on-deck circle, but she's right where it should be.
Yeah. Standing in the right spot.
Here comes the 3-2. Amaris will take her base, and the speedster is on first. Runners now at the corners for Sophie.
First time up, Sophie got the first hit of the game with a ground ball to right field. First one on the base path for the Lady Lopes as well.
So takes first pitch, throw to Amherst is not in time. Amherst is on second with a stolen base.
So, yeah, almost everybody's got a stolen base now in the first inning.
Here comes the 1-0. As it is inside, popped up, the catcher trips over herself, can't get there. It's going to be a 1-1 count now.
Foul ball, so it's a dead ball,
Yes.
so the runner's got to go back. Hey, Sylvia's just, hey, if he doesn't call it, I get a run.
Yeah. Here comes the 1-2 to Sophie. That ball is popped up over everybody for another foul ball. She straightens that out. That's going out over the right field fence.
Yeah, wind's still blowing from the southwest. And that's going to take the ball over the right field fence eventually tonight. Nope.
Here we go. Popped up out into right field. It's going to land in there for a blooper of a single. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. So Sophie's got a 2 RBI single. As now this brings up Hannah Abraham.
Hannah, first time up, got a single as well. Did pretty much the same thing Sophie did with a good grounder to right field.
Comes the pitch. High and outside. Ball 1. Last time we saw Hannah play in conditions like this, as sprinkles are now coming into this way. Again, last time we saw Hannah in conditions like this was against Abernathy in the bi-district round last year. Get to that here in a second. Here comes the 1-0. That ball takes a bowling alley roll to the catcher for ball 2. Hannah, in these types of conditions, launched a ball to center field over at Lubbock Cooper against the Abernathy Lady Lopes. So let's see if she can do that again here, if the pitcher gives her anything to hit. Here comes the 2-0. Outside, ball 3. Counts 3-0. That ball is hammered out into right field for foul ball. And that in
The wind blew it foul.
The wind did, yeah. Well, the flag, Jim, was pointing almost right at you, and then it changed and carried it out farther into foul territory. So that jet stream is starting to circle out there towards right field.
It's got a mind of its own.
Here comes the 3-1. Hannah takes her base. Now this brings up Serenity Sanchez again, the cleanup hitter, the third baseman. Runners on first and second. With 2 outs. Just remind everybody, if we do get there, well, I'll get to that here in a second. Here comes the 0-0 to Serenity. Ball is outside. Runners. Hannah was about 3/4 of the way there, and she gets back to first safely. Run rules are this, because we're approaching that territory. 15 after 3, 10 after 5.
Okay.
Here comes the 1-0. That ball is hammered out into left field, hangs in the jet stream, and it lands foul. So it brings the count back even at 1-1. And I'm just watching that flag. It's trying to die down. Here comes the 1-1. High and outside over everybody. Runners advance on the wild pitch. And so now, once again, the Lady Lopes have runners in scoring position, or both runners in scoring position. Counts now 2-1, 2 outs, still bottom of the first. Serenity pops one into straightaway center. She catches it for out number 3, and the side is retired. But the Lady Lopes do damage as they take a Carson Construction score of 8-0 as we get set to start the top of the second. You're watching Post Sports Radio live and free on YouTube.
The Post-Dispatch is proud to support all of our local high school sports. They're excited to bring you all the weekly scores and highlights of your favorite teams, as well as keeping you informed about everything going on in the community. Subscribe today. You can choose to have your newspaper mailed to your home or business, or subscribe online and get the news when it's convenient for you. They're proud to serve the community and proud to serve Garza County. The Post-Dispatch, community news at the finest.
All right, welcome back to Post Sports Radio's coverage of Post Lady Lopes softball. Carson Construction score is 8-0. Here's Jim with a recap of that barrage.
Well, Lady Lopes in the bottom of the first take an 8-0 lead on 6 hits. There were 3 errors committed by the Maidens of Morton, and the Lady Lopes leave 2 on the base path.
So now coming in is the cleanup hitter, Maya Huckabee, the catcher.
Maya shall be followed by Natalie Ramirez and then Jalen Marquez.
No changes from what we see out on the field.
Who's in center field?
Center field is Harley Rivera.
She's wearing a hoodie. He's the only change I see.
Comes the pitch. High for ball 1. Hannah, during the top of the first inning, recorded her 50th strikeout on the year.
That's right. And 51st.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. It counts at 1-1. Maidens trying to get on base. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. No, it's tipped for strike 2. Here comes the 1-2. Gets her looking. Strike 3.
Second time for Hannah Abraham to get a batter looking.
So now stepping in at the dish is going to be the second baseman, number 3, Natalie Ramirez. Here comes the 0-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Coach Murphy has the outfield shifted to right field. Harley playing right center. And here comes the wind again. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. On deck for the Maidens is the center fielder, Jalen Marquez. Here comes the 0-2. Outside, ball 1.
Got a decent crowd here considering the weather, Russ.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks.
4 strikeouts for Abraham.
This brings up the center fielder, Jalen Marquez. We're probably going to have over at Norm Cash on Friday. I bet we'll have a similar turnout. The Lady Lopes will be on the road at New Home while Leopards come into town. Pitch is taken for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. A little outside, says the umpire, for ball 1. I got to agree with him. That landed in the other batter's box. Here comes the 1-1. Ball's fouled back this way for strike 2. Counts at 1-2. 2 outs. Marquez steps back in the box. Here comes the pitch. That ball is hit out into right field. Amherst can't get there. And that's going to be a base hit for Jalen Marquez.
That's the first one, but giving an assist to the weather. The wind really brought that ball down quickly. Amherst was trying to get under, just couldn't get there.
Speaking of, here comes the designated player, number 34, Amherst Zapata.
2 Amhersts on the field tonight.
Marquez stands on first. Comes the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
You know, West Texas players can play in this kind of weather. They can play in any kind of weather.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the 0-1 from Hannah. Swing and a miss, throw back to Sophie. Ooh. Not in time. Runner is still alive at first. Carson Construction score 8-0, bottom of the second. 2 outs. So top of the second, 2 outs. Catches are looking, side is retired.
All right, so another 3 strikeouts in the second inning.
Make sure Carson Construction score is still 8-0 as we get set to start the bottom of the second. Your Lady Lopes ahead here on Post Sports Radio, live on YouTube.
We play the greatest country music ever recorded. Tune in anytime and anywhere to KSSL 107.3, 94.1, KSSLFM.com, and on our free mobile app. All your favorites are here.
Hi, I'm Alan Jackson.
Hi, this is Mark Chestnut.
Hi, I'm Clint Black.
We've got them all.
Hi, this is Ronnie Millsap.
Hi, this is Patty Loveless.
Hi, everybody, this is Garth Brooks.
Hey, this is George Strait.
I've been listening to this radio station forever.
Proud supporters of high school sports. We are KSSL.
All right, welcome back to Post Sports Radio's coverage of Lady Lope softball. Here's Jim with a recap of that last half inning.
Yeah, top of the second, Lady Maidens put 4 at bats. 3 of them struck out, 2 caught looking. That makes 5 strikeouts for Abraham for Post. Got 1 base hit by Jalen Marquez. That'd be the first and only so far for Morton.
So now stepping in to the batter's box. This time around, for the Lady Lopes.
Should be Zaylee Perez.
Yep, the right fielder.
First time up, she got a base hit, ended up scoring.
Here comes the 0-0, high for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 from Garcia. Rolls in the dirt for ball 2. No changes made to the Maidens' defensive lineup out on the field. Audrey Garcia remains in the circle, and I believe still Maya Huckabee remains the catcher. Here comes the 2-0. Rolled for ball 3. Comes the pitch. Ball is tipped foul for strike 1.
But Sanaya's on deck, so hopefully the Post can have a repeat of that first inning. It'll be a very special inning here in a second.
Zaylee pops it into the right field for a base hit. Just a little blooper over the second baseman's head. Falls in there for a single. Now here's Sanaya Sanchez, the catcher.
Sanaya walked first time up, ended up scoring. Got a stolen base amongst all that as well.
Amberly Garza's on deck. Azure Landa in the hole. Comes the pitch. Gets away. Zaley will stand on second via the pass ball. Counts now 1-0. No outs in the bottom of the second. There's a pitch. That ball has popped up. It's going to be out of play. Lands on the roof of the visiting stands.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Counts 1-1. Runner in scoring position. That's Sanaya. Ball's taken for ball 2. Zaley still stands on second. Here comes the 2-1. Down and outside for ball 3. Here comes the 3-1. That ball is hit right in between right and center. Runner now comes in late to score.
Yeah, it's Zaley Perez crosses the plate for the 9th run of the game. And good old Sanaya Sanchez gets a nice single to right center.
And have a courtesy runner again. Haley Parker is going to run for Sanaya once again. As this brings Amberly Garza to the plate. Followed by Azrae Landa on deck and Riley Hernandez in the hole. Amberly had a couple RBI double.
Yes, you're right, Russ. She had a double and scored a couple. You're right. It was 2 she knocked in.
Comes the pitch. Ball is fouled back this way. Amberly looking to do damage again. She swung at the first pitch she saw. Here comes the 0-1. The ball's rolled. Haley advances safely into second.
Nice stolen base by Haley Parker.
Counts at 1-1. No out still here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch. That ball is grounded foul. Down to third base. Here comes the 1-2. That ball is crushed. Goes to shortstop for out number 1. Good play made by Aubrey Ramon. Now this brings up Azrae Landa. No change. Haley Parker still stands on second. Here comes the 0-0. Outside. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 to Landa. Down low. Parker advances to third.
It's her 3rd stolen base.
Counts at 2-0. 1 out. Bottom of the second. Ball is rolled in for ball 3. Here comes the 3-0. High, ball 4. Landa is on base again.
Yeah, that's the second time she's gotten a walk. Helps out her team just by getting on base.
So now here comes Riley Hernandez with runners at the corners.
I think we'll see Sophia De Leon once again as a courtesy runner.
I believe you're right. Yep, here comes Sophia to run for Azare. Coach Adams is trying to figure out why we're having a courtesy runner out there. So we're still in the bottom of the second with one out. Your Carson Construction score is 9-0 in favor of the Lady Lopes.
So Riley Hernandez at the plate. She flew out to the pitcher her first time up.
Here comes the 0-0. High. So Sophia gets back to first. Here comes the 1-0. That ball is hit back this way for strike number 1. Counts at 1-1. Here comes the pitch. High, ball 2.
What'd you say Riley's batting average is this year?
Her batting average is .471 with an on-base percentage of .625. Ball's taken down low. Sophia goes. Haley will score. As the throw hit Haley, Sophia stands at third. As the throw caught Haley in the stomach.
Probably got the wind knocked out of her. She's crouched over. Anyway, she did score.
She did.
Sacrifice for her team. It's a 2-run scored this inning.
Yeah, she's laughing it off now.
And Sophia De Leon makes it all the way to third during all that.
So, Riley still at the plate. Counts 3-1. Sophia De Leon stands at third with one out. Bottom of the second. Carson Construction score 10-0 now in favor of the Lady Lopes. Here comes the 3-1. Riley pops that to first base for out number 2.
So first time she flew out to the pitcher, this time to the first baseman.
So now here's Amaris Abraham once again.
Amaris has struck out looking, and then she got on a walk, stolen base in there, and scored in this inning.
Pitch is taken just on the outer edge of the strike zone for strike 1. I got to give Amaris and Amberly a shout-out for the game at Floydada. Yes, we didn't score any runs, but the Lady Lopes managed to get 6 hits in the game. So Amberly watches that go high for ball 1 to even the count. Amberly and Amaris did all they could to try to get runs going. They both were the 2 runners in scoring position in the game.
It's a very tough Floydada team.
Ball's taken in the dirt for ball 2.
Where are they ranked, Floydada?
They're ranked first.
That's pretty good.
First in 2A, or 1A, 2A. Here comes the 2-1. That ball is hammered down into foul territory. This counts even at 2-2.
Two.
Here comes the pitch. Drop third strike. Amaris will get there.
How do you score that, Russ?
Well, that's a strikeout, but it's because it's a drop third strike. She advances on an error because it got away from the catcher. So even though it's a drop third strike, it bounced off the plate. I don't know if you call that an error on the pitcher or the catcher. But either way.
Calling a pass ball would be a catcher's error.
And it's not really an RBI because the runner scores on a pass ball or whatever.
But the run does count, making it 11-0.
Sophie hammers one out into right field, gets over her head, rolls a little bit. Amaris will go to third. Sophie advances up to second after all of that.
Yeah, I was going to give her a double, but as I looked up, she went to second on the throw, so let's get her a single. But a good hit by Sophie Scott.
And good heads-up awareness by Amaris because she had to play that slowly thinking that the right fielder was going to make that catch. But runners in scoring position for Hannah Abraham. Ball's hammered again. This is going to go foul.
And it comes into play with a single and a walk. Scored once.
I'm going to call it right now. The wind is picking up and dying off. Still blowing out into right field. Somebody's going to hit one over.
Nope.
There it goes. High, deep.
Up.
Out into center field. 2 runs will score. Hannah is at second.
Give her a 2-run double.
Now this brings up Serenity.
Makes the score 13-0. As Russ pointed out earlier, after 3 innings, if it's 15-0, the game's called. 10-run difference if it's 5 innings.
Serenity shows bunt, pulls back, swing away. Hannah advances to third, no throw.
Give her a stolen base. Serenity had a base hit, and then she flew out to center field her second time up.
Serenity pops one to the pitcher. She goes to first. Hannah scores.
Got to give her a single. It's a hard-to-handle grounder just off the glove of the pitcher. So Hannah will give her a single. I don't know what the coach will give her on the official stats, but that's not up to us. All right, so we go, let's see, still in the second inning, and it's 14-0.
For Zaylee Perez. Pitch is taken for ball 1.
Zaylee's got 2 hits, 2 singles.
Taken inside and high again for ball 2. Here comes the 2-0. Well, it's taken in the dirt, gets by the catcher. Serenity will stand up at second. Umpire out there in the infield, he's getting a workout today with all the base runners that we've put on the board. Here comes the 3-0 to Zaylee. Ball's hit out in the gap between left and center, gets just over the head of the shortstop. 1 run will score. And Zaylee advances to second on the throwback. She scored 15-0 here in the second. So now this brings up Sanaya Sanchez, catcher. Here comes the 0-0. Sanaya hammers one out over center field. It's going to go to the wall. 1 run will score. Sanaya stands up at second.
Give her a clean double on that one.
As now, Jim, it just looks like we're taking batting practice.
Very much so. We might see a change on the inside the circle now.
You're going to see a timeout taken, and Haley Parker will come out and run for Sanaya.
All right.
We'll take a quick timeout with them. Your Carson Construction score is 16-0, bottom of the second with 2 outs. You're watching Post Sports Radio live and free on YouTube.
My name is Sochi Anderton. I'm a dentist here at Post Family Dentistry. This clinic is a huge example of providing fancy dental care here in Post, Texas, because the residents of Post in these smaller communities, they deserve that same quality of care. We've expanded from 3 chairs now to 6 chairs at this new location. We are very proud here at Post Family Dentistry of our small town values combined with state-of-the-art care.
Yeah, we're back.
Welcome back to Post Sports Radio's coverage of Lady Lopes softballs. We get set to resume the bottom half of the second inning. Your Carson Construction score 16-0. Lady Lopes over the Morton Maidens still with only 2 outs in the bottom of the second, Jim.
Yeah, and Emberly Garza coming to play now with a double and scored a run in the first. She flew out in the second, but she likes to hit the ball. We'll see what she does here.
As Haley Parker standing on second, she pitch runs for Sanaya. Ground to shortstop. Can't get a handle on it. That's going to be an error on the shortstop.
Give it E6. Puts another runner on base. Still got 2 outs still.
Is what looked to be a routine ground ball. Just Aubrey Ramon couldn't get a solid handle on it in her glove.
Well, Azrae Landa coming to play now. She's walked twice and scored with a courtesy runner. But we'll give her credit as well.
She takes the first pitch for ball 1. Comes the 1-0. High again for ball 2. Haley advances. And now Amberly does with the pitcher looking right at her.
Double steal by the Lady Lopes.
Catching the Maidens sleeping a little bit.
Post being aggressive.
Landa watches the pitch go high for ball 3.
Sounds like a little rain dropping on top of the press box here, or the otherwise called the gulag.
Comes the 3-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And runners on second and third, 2 outs. Landa grounds one to the shortstop. Throw. Gets away from the first baseman. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Landa will stand up on second.
Okay, error on the shortstop. Nice catch, but the throw was in the dirt and away from the first baseman.
So that brings up Riley Hernandez.
She's hitting the ball twice, but flown out twice.
Watches it go outside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Outside and high again for ball 2.
Was it Coach Murphy leaves Azrae on second base and not using a courtesy runner this time?
Here comes the 2-0. Riley pops it in the air in the glove of the first baseman for out number 3. That retires the side. Your Carson Construction score is 18-0 after the second inning. We'll be back for the top of the third here on Post Sports Radio, live and free on YouTube.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back to Post Sports Radio's coverage of Post Lady Lope softballs. Here's the top of the third. Here's Jim Plummer.
Bottom of the second looked like this for the Lady Lopes of Post, putting up 10 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors, and they leave 1 on the base path.
So now, coming up to the plate for the Maidens is going to be number 22, Rebecca Leva, the third baseman.
Leva, her first time up. So far, just total of 7 batters have come to the plate for the Maidens in 2 innings. Here's the third inning. It'll be Rebecca Leva, followed by Cami Montoya, and go to the top of the order after that. With,
all right, we got some changes in the infield. Harley Jo McClellan stands at second base. Out at right field is Elizabeth Fox. Believe there's still
center field.
Center field. Oh, I'm trying to see the number.
That's our designated runner, Haley Parker, out in center right now.
And I think Zaylee still stands at left. I can't see it left.
That's Amberly in left.
Amberus is still at short. Sophie's still at first. Sanaya is still catching. Hannah's still the pitcher. And Serenity still at third.
18-0. So, as we suspect, unless Morton can score what, 3 runs, 4 runs, the game may be over. If not,
yeah, they got to get 4 runs.
That's a nice rule, good mercy rule. Now for those who are just listening to us, maybe for the first time, we do football as well. we wish there was a mercy rule in football.
I don't. I just wish when the game was out of hand, you just go with a rolling clock.
They do sometimes, but it's not a rule. So it should be a statewide rule. They get so many points going into the third quarter and roll that clock.
Yeah, when you're the number 1 team in the state of Texas and you're playing against somebody that is 0-5 on the year, and you're winning like 45-0 at half, it should be mandatory that you just put a rolling clock. 6-man, I get the 45-point rule because you need it because it's just basketball on grass pretty much.
Or some like to describe it as keep away.
But watching them live, watching the state championship live that I did with Jayton and Gordon.
It's fun.
It is fun. Very fun.
I watched it on TV.
And it is impressive to see it up close.
I'm sure you had access to a TV as well.
Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Hannah. Yeah, I had access. There were TVs in the press box when I was at AT&T. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Very late. Strike 2. Here comes the 0-2. Inside. Ball 1.
The only complaint I've heard against mercy rules is it affects the kids' overall stats, especially the team that's winning. Strike 3.
Out number 1. How many strikeouts is that now for Hannah?
It was 2 in the first, 3 in the second, so this makes 6.
Now standing is the 9-hole hitter, Cami Montoya. Comes the 0-0. Inside, strike 1.
Well, Hannah's just proved positive. If you throw strikes, good things are going to happen. Hope I didn't jinx her here.
Here comes the 0-1.
There's a ball. Oops, I
ball
did.
1. Here comes the 1-1. Very late swing for strike 2. Hannah was, I believe that was Jalen Marquez that had the only hit of the game for the Maidens on her. Here comes the 1-2. Just inside for ball 2. or else she would be in no-hitter territory, perfect game territory. And she has yet to walk anybody. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As now this brings up the pitcher, number 23, Audrey Garza, for her second appearance on the day. Here comes the 0-0. Ball is popped into foul territory. Sophie gets a run on it. She lands just in front of her. Counts now 0-1. Once again, Carson Construction scored top of the third, 18-0 in favor of the Lady Lopes. 2 outs. Comes the 0-1. Fouled back this way for strike 2.
I'm predicting you're going to see an off-speed changeup here by Hannah. Or a ball that's away from the strike zone.
Comes the 0-2.
Slow and high.
Just a little bit high for ball 1. Here comes the 1-2. Ball's popped in the foul territory again. Goes over everybody's head. No play. Count remains 1-2.
For those watching not in the Post or Lubbock vicinity, you'll notice we have a dust storm going on.
Here comes the 1-2. Outside, ball 2. Here comes the 2-2. Just inside for ball 3. It's a full count now. Here comes the pitch. Ball hit right to Harley Joe. Throw to Sophie is in there for out number 3. And that's the ball game. Your final from David Nichols Park, 18-0. The Lady Lopes get their first district win of the year in their district opener. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Post Sports Radio wrap-up show here on YouTube. You're watching live and free.
This message is sponsored by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman.
Texas 4-H is a club for kids and teenagers ages 5 to 18, and it's big. It's the largest youth development program in Texas. 4-H is for kids with animals and so much more, like shooting sports, food science, healthy living, fashion, and photography. Contact the Garza County Extension Office to sign up by calling 806-495-4400 or visit 4honline.com.
This is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County.
Antelope Wash and Dry, where laundry is a slam dunk. At Antelope Wash and Dry, laundry is simple, it's clean and convenient. The laundromat is at 301 South Broadway in Post, and it's open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The washers hold up to 60 pounds and the dryers up to 75. Antelope Wash and Dry is super clean, locally owned, and it features a kids' play area. Security cameras are on for your protection. Laundry is a slam dunk at Antelope Wash and Dry, 301 South Broadway, Post, Texas.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome to the Post Sports Radio wrap-up show. As the Lady Lopes earn their first district win of the year, they beat the Morton Maidens 18-0, and going back to the Lockney tournament, Post is 2-0 over Morton this year and have outscored the Maidens 40-0. in their 2 games with 1 game remaining, Jim.
Well, Russ, yeah, same thing here today. The previous meeting, just about a month ago, Post won that one. Was it 22-0? Today, 18-0 on the pitching. Once again, of our first pitcher in the lineup is, of course, Hannah Abraham. Hannah threw to 7 batters. That's not right. 10 batters. She had 7 strikeouts, no walks, and gave up 1 hit. And, of course, no runs. So a perfect game almost. Almost. Just that 1 hit. Let's go over to the Lady Lopes. I don't have everything tabulated, Russ. We'll come back to that. Let me go back. It'll be easier to do this side. But as far as, no errors. Post was perfect in the field. Again, Abraham striking out 7 out of 10 batters. No walks, 1 hit with a final score of 18-0. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with the Lady Lopes stats in just a moment.
Post ISD is filled with passionate staff, daring students, and deep-rooted traditions of champions. Our state-of-the-art facilities provide top-tier education.
Post Dispatch is proud to support all of our local high school sports. They're excited to bring you all the weekly scores and highlights of your favorite teams, as well as keeping you informed about everything going on in the community. Subscribe today. You can choose to have your newspaper mailed to your home or business, or subscribe online and get the news when it's convenient for you. They're proud to serve the community and proud to serve Garza County. The Post Dispatch, community news at the finest.
The Rotary Club of Post has embarked on a new fundraising campaign that can help you show your patriotism while the club accomplishes its missions. The Post Rotary Club takes pride in the community, and what a better way to show that than with the Parade of Flags program. For a $50 annual fee, we will place an American flag in your front yard or place of business on 5 holidays and pick it up afterwards. By joining, you'll be showing your patriotism during the Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, and Veterans Day holidays. Funds from the program will support youth scholarships and programs in the Post-Garza County community. Get the Parade of Flags registration form on the Post Texas Rotary Club Facebook page, or send a request for a form by email to rotaryclubofposttexas@gmail.com. Show the nation's colors and your patriotism and join the Parade of Flags, a fundraising effort of the Rotary Club of Post.
Antelope Wash and Dry, where laundry is a slam dunk. At Antelope Wash and Dry, laundry is simple, it's clean and convenient. The laundromat is at 301 South Broadway in Post, and it's open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The washers hold up to 60 pounds and the dryers up to 75. Antelope Wash and Dry is super clean, locally owned, and it features a kids' play area. Security cameras are on for your protection. Laundry is a slam dunk at Antelope Wash and Dry, 301 South Broadway, Post, Texas.
All right, welcome back to the Post Sports Radio wrap-up show. Now here's the final stats for your Lady Lopes.
Well, Lady Lopes got 18 runs on 10 hits. 6 errors by the Lady Maidens of Morton, and Post left 3 on the base path. Individually, Amherst Abraham had a hit, scored twice. Sophie Scott had 3 hits, and she scored twice as well. Hannah Abraham with 2 hits and 1 base on balls. She scored twice. Serenity Sanchez, she also scored twice with 2 hits. And Zaylee Perez with 3 hits tonight, and she scored 3 times as well. Sanaya Sanchez with 2 hits, scored 3 times with a designated runner in Haley Parker. Amberly Garza had 1 hit, scored twice. She got on a double and also a walk, or an error at the home plate. Catcher must have missed that third strike is what happened. Azrae Landa with 2 base on balls. Her runner, which was Sophia De Leon, scored twice. And then Riley Hernandez, she hit the ball 3 times, all fly balls, all caught. So 3 up and 3 down for her. Let's get the final score, 18-0. Post wins the first district game of the 2026 season. And once again, 10 hits, 6 errors, and leaving 3 on base.
All right, Jim, I'll leave this up to you. Who is our Lady Lope of the game?
Well, I'll have to go with the most, Zaylee Perez. We'll have to go with two.
Okay.
Hannah Abraham as the pitcher, and then Zaylee Perez as the batter with 3 hits, scoring 3 runs. So congratulations to those 2 young Lady Lopes in the first district game. Congratulations.
Oh, so our next broadcast, there's a possibility I might not make it back in time. So
you will.
Yeah, I'll be coming back from San Antonio.
You got to drive faster.
So the next broadcast for Post Sports Radio will be at Norm Cash Field as the Bowl Goal take on the number 16 New Home Leopards for the series finale. As that game is currently taking place right now at New Home. New Home and Lopes are both in the top 20 in the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association Top 25 that was released yesterday at noon. So that'll do it for us here at David Nichols Park. Once again, your final: the Lady Lopes win 18-0 and are 1-0 in district play. For Jim Plummer, I'm Russ Morris saying good night, guns up, God bless, and keep hope alive, everybody.
Are you looking for a contractor who does every part of the job? Then give Carson Construction a call at 806-626-3811. Greg Carson and his crew do new construction, remodeling, demolition, and concrete work from the planning stage to the project completion. Also, if you are doing a DIY project, you can rent a roll-off dumpster. Carson drops it off and picks it up. Plan now for your next project and call the guys who build a lasting relationship with each customer. Carson Construction. Find them on Facebook or call 806-626-3811.
This message is sponsored by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman.
Texas 4-H is a club for kids and teenagers ages 5 to 18, and it's big. It's the largest youth development program in Texas. 4-H is for kids with animals and so much more, like shooting sports, food science, healthy living, fashion, and photography. Contact the Garza County Extension Office to sign up by calling 806-495-4400 or visit 4honline.com.
This is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County.
Take a break and let Post Family Cleaners take care of the laundry. Family Cleaners is Post hometown laundry and dry cleaners on West Main Street in Post. Whether it's dry cleaning, wash and starching, laundry service, or alterations, Post Family Cleaners has you covered. Let Post Family Cleaners make your life a bit easier. Go by 111 West Main Street or call 806-495-0777 to get details. That's 806-495-0777. Post Family Cleaners, your hometown laundry and dry cleaners on West Main and Post.
All broadcasts in all and any media form provided by PostSportsRadio.com are the sole property of Post Sports Enterprises with the permission of the Post Independent School District. Any retransmission of any of these broadcasts, whether partial or in its entirety, for commercial or personal use without express written consent of the Post Sports Enterprises and Post ISD is strictly prohibited. Any violations of these broadcast rights will be strictly enforced and upheld as allowed by local, state, and federal statutes, ordinances, and laws. We hope you enjoyed this post-high school event exclusively on PostSportsRadio.com.